You can go ahead and get started.
Good evening. I'm calling to order the Warrenville Public Library District regular meeting of the Board of Trustees for Wednesday, August 18th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Calling the roll. Trustee DeRocher, not present. Trustee Lazan. Trustee Pika.
Present.
Trustee Richardson, not present. Trustee Rozika,
Present.
Trustee Stoll,
Present.
and Trustee Warren is also present. Has anyone?
Can I just add, so I'm here.
Oh, yeah, I'm
That's
sorry.
okay, Director Whitmer,
Director
and then,
Whitner and.
I'll tell you, attending remotely, we have Cynthia Mikowski, Kathy Davis, Paul Doverston, and Jackie Davis.
Hi,
And-
everybody.
In the room is
Jamie
Jamie
Purpose.
Purpose.
I'm so quiet.
I'd like to know if we can approve the agenda. Or if
Could we
anyone has
remove-
anything to amend it with.
Could we remove 19 and,
20.
yeah, I guess just, yeah,
Okay.
yes. I think just 19, right?
You can
Yeah.
remove, so we can remove 19 and 20. We move item number 20 up to regular business, or regular agenda item. It'll be item A under, no, it'll be item C under regular business.
Yeah.
And that item will just be a statement that we don't have anything to take action on.
Is it item B to transfer of funds? So wouldn't that be C?
C. Yeah. The closed session minutes will be C,
Okay,
right? B, C?
yeah.
Okay, can I get a motion to
I
approve the amended?
I move that we approve the agenda, the amended agenda.
I second.
We have Trustee Luzon putting forth the motion and Trustee Rozika seconded. Any comments on that? And I move that we vote, roll call. Trustee Rozika,
Aye.
Trustee Pika,
Aye.
Trustee Luzon,
Aye.
Trustee Stoll,
Aye.
and Trustee Warren also votes aye. Approved. See, presentations. Do we have any presentations?
We do not have any presentations.
Any public comments?
Sorry, I'm falling asleep on the
Looks
job.
like
Let me just double check the trustees' email account. I'm sorry, my laptop is freezing right now.
do we table public comments for a minute or two?
You
or-
can, yes, you can. If somebody is gonna take good notes for me, just pass along to Jackie, secretary, for the minutes.
Okay,
I got it.
we're going to move on to correspondence item 6, but
There is none.
there's none. Okay. On pause while Director Whitmer searches for some information.
Okay, and
Here you are.
Seven.
Yes, back from California.
That's you're over here next to me, or next to Sandy. So it's,
At
Trustee DeRoche.
7:05.
yes. What?
Welcome home.
Pretty good, thank you.
We're just having technical difficulties.
We're just up to public comments.
Okay, good.
We did correspondence as well, there was none.
There was none.
I saw that, okay, good.
So we will be ready to go when Sandy is on 7. And Jackie is remote, so.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Jackie.
Agenda's a little worse for the wear.
You all set?
Take your time.
Well, I'm waiting. I can't get it to load on my iPad, but maybe I can get it to load on my laptop. Junk mail, so no correspondence. Thanks for your patience. All right. No public comments, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And there's no
Okay.
correspondence either.
Could I ask the secretary to read the consent agenda?
Sure. Item A, approve minutes of the July 21st, 2021 regular board meeting. B, receive and file financial report for July. C, approve annual statement of income and disbursements for fiscal year 2021.
Can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Second.
So that was, motion was made by trustee Rizika and seconded by trustee Lazan.
And then we'll need a roll call.
Roll call vote?
Yeah.
Trustee Rizika.
Aye.
Trustee Pika.
Aye.
Trustee Lazan. Trustee Stoll.
Aye.
Trustee DeRocher.
Aye.
And trustee Warren also votes aye, so it carries. Moving on to the regular agenda.
I move that we pay invoices in the amount of $36,037.29 for the period of July 22nd, 2021 through August 18th, 2021, including electronic payments and checks 8371 through 8408. Checks number 8385 and 8399 are voided.
Second.
And I move to approve transfer of $100,000.
Wait. We have to
Have to
go
wait
on the
yet.
last one.
Okay.
Any discussion on that? And I'll ask for a roll call vote. Trustee Rizika.
Aye.
Trustee Pika.
Aye.
Trustee Lazan.
Aye.
Trustee Stoll.
Aye.
Trustee DeRocher.
Aye.
And trustee Warren votes aye as well. Carried.
Okay. I move to approve transfer of $100,000 from commercial checking account to operating checking account.
Second.
Sorry.
Okay, motion was made by trustee Rizika and seconded by trustee Pika.
Roll call vote. Trustee Rizika.
Aye.
Trustee Pika.
Aye.
Trustee Lazan.
Aye.
Trustee Stoll.
Aye.
Trustee DeRocher.
Aye.
And trustee Warren also votes aye.
And trustee Richardson is absent.
And then we move.
To unfinished business?
No,
No,
we're gonna do
C.
8C is to talk about
Oh,
the
8C.
closed session minutes. So do you want me to just
If you would.
read that into the minutes? So Jackie, in the minutes, we just need to record that the minutes the closed session minutes have been reviewed, and that there are no minutes to be released at this time, and there are no verbatim recordings to be destroyed at this time. Did any of the trustees have a question about that?
No.
No. We have to report that we've done. Okay. Then thank you. So Rick, do you want to pass the gavel to Barbara? Does that work for you?
Sure.
You
Yeah, I'll
ready?
just pass
We're at a
it to you.
good, I think a good trading point.
Go deep, Barb.
I'm feeling the power now.
Well,
Thank you.
I feel a weight lifted from my shoulders.
Okay, so we have no unfinished business, so we're gonna move on to new business. On page 21, review and approve Illinois Public Annual Report for fiscal year 2021. And we do have action to take, so maybe if I could call for a motion and then we can have discussion.
I move that we approve to, no,
review.
You can do it.
no, I can't. Somebody else do it.
I move to review and approve Illinois Public Library Annual Report for
Second.
fiscal year, is that the right page?
Yep.
I have it,
Uh-huh.
2021.
And authorize Director Whitmer to submit it to the state library.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
I knew there was more than one.
Cindy, okay.
We'll call that Cindy.
Okay.
Yeah, making that
Cindy
motion.
Blau.
And did someone second? Second. Okay, seconded by trustee Phil. All right. So, anything you want to share?
I would say that Rick and Cindy can confirm that they reviewed the secretary
We did.
minutes tonight, and those are in order.
They're all work.
Yep.
They're done.
The things that I just kind of have in my notes, we are definitely rebounding from the pandemic. So these colorful spreadsheets kind of show a comparison to where we were at 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So you'll see some changes, some positive growth in certain areas and some decreases in other areas. I did note that our circulation numbers, if we just look back to last year at this time, generally our print circulation, so books, magazines, that's bounced back very well. But the things that people are downloading or streaming, those physical items in our collection aren't circulating as much. So that would be music, movies, even audiobooks. But our use of downloadable materials has increased since last year. I feel like this year, for comparing youth statistics, programming statistics, it's just an off year, and we're not going to be able to compare it to everything. Even looking back 5 years or 10 years, things have decreased significantly. If we look at those numbers for this year, we most recently completed compared to 5 and 10 years ago. But there are some slides happening, and I think next year we get back to kind of a full, it won't even be a full year of numbers, but it's not going to come back quickly. So that is something we have to watch. One really positive thing here is our total fund balance. We've done really well, I think, with our kind of watching our finances and our spending. Of course, this past year, because we had reduced hours, we didn't rehire a lot of staff and we had those reduced hours. So we did have a year where we didn't spend everything we budgeted. So that added to our fund balance. And after the auditor gives their report in November, we will probably be able to push some money back into that special reserve fund for capital expenses. So that is a positive thing. The other thing, I was hopeful today, this morning, I worked a little bit with the census data that was released last week. I was hopeful I could get an updated population number for us, but I do not have access to all the block data. It's not in a format that I can access.
Oh,
So we'll have to hold off on updating that number. But the good news is that the city of Warrenville reported an increase in numbers, and our district is actually larger than the city of Warrenville. So we will see an increase in the number of residents that we're serving. So that's a positive thing. We didn't lose any numbers. So I expect we'll probably have 200 or 300 more residents. So that's a good thing.
Yes.
Other than that, did anybody have any questions or?
I did. I noted that other income went from 88,000 up to 234,000. Did you win the lottery?
Yes, No, well, we did kind of win the lottery. That's because we received developer donations from the city to pay for those debt certificates. Without, that's because the city is kind enough to collect those developer donations for us and save them for us. So that, yes, good catch, Rick.
And those will be used to pay off our.
Those debt certificates, right? We have there's a balance right now of about $100,000. Last year we used, I think, close to $170,000. So we'll use $100,000 this year toward that payment.
And then down at the bottom on technology, I noted that from fiscal year 2016 to fiscal 2020, we jumped from 95,000 annual views of the library homepage to 750,000 hits.
And then it's back down.
2020. And it's back down, yes.
Right. So somewhere in there, our catalog, the catalog of library items, was lumped in with our website. So it was capturing every single hit or search that somebody made on the library catalog. So that was really an unrealistic number.
I'm on the catalog every day.
Cindy is 250,000 of that. So that's
Yes.
very good.
I'm on that catalog every day, like 3 times a day.
Yeah, and Kathy Gatos now has access to these numbers and she can monitor, what pages are people really looking at and so.
And let's see. Later on, I don't know if we're back into the discussion of this more or less verbal material that's in there.
Okay, sure, what did you
I
say?
noticed several items relating specifically to autism.
Yes,
And I was wondering if there's some kind of special push on that or some reason for it, and that they're not accenting any kind of other
Disabilities.
difficulties like deafness or ADHD or blindness.
yeah, I know that the Illinois State Library has been focused on autism, services for autism, people on the spectrum. So that is, I don't believe that's a federal question, but I believe that's a state question. They had a kind of a symposium 2 or 3 years ago. I believe even Diana Abraham, one of our children's librarians, participated in that event. So I think the state library's goal is they're trying to get feedback to see if that symposium had any impact on the services that libraries are offering. So it is a very specific narrow question. I would say that here at the library, our focus next, in these next months, one of the things for a per capita grant is addressing services to a diverse audience and people with other challenges, whether it's language, physical disability,
Okay.
or autism, or yes. So
And along with that, on page 40 at the bottom there, it said partnered with Apple Academy and then conducted outreach at Able Academy. Are there 2 academies like this?
Yes,
In our
so-
area?
yes, I believe Apple Academy did some online story times and activities for us, and Able Academy is yes, I guess a school where,
It's an actual school. It's right across the street
from where you're
the
at.
Walbridge.
Okay,
It's on county map.
okay.
Okay.
Good questions. Anyone else?
One last one.
Sure.
On page 42, the interlibrary loans provided to other libraries and received from other libraries was about the same. Does that mean that our collection is maybe unique in a certain area that we get so many hits as opposed to borrowing out from all the other sources?
I don't know that, I don't have enough details to be able to say that that's what that reason is. I think it's probably just a function of us sharing our collection now in Swan.
Okay.
And I expect next year that number will be even higher. But it's amazing to me how close those numbers are.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a vote on this. This is just a voice vote. All in favor, again, we're gonna restate that we are voting for to approve the library's annual report for fiscal year 21 and authorize Director Whitmer to submit it to the state library. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, let's move on to 10B on page 48, review and approve revised COVID-19 addendum to library use policy. Wow, that really got revised.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, you guys
It's almost
really,
like totally different.
I mean, considering how recently you put it all together and that you just completely wiped a lot of it out, but it's a lot more usable in this form for anything coming forward. So I think that's good. So
I move that we approve revised COVID-19 addendum to library use policy.
I
Second.
we're gonna give that to Sandy. It's my prerogative, I guess. Second. All right, anything else you want to talk about with this?
I don't
It's
think so.
very straightforward.
I hope so, and thank you for allowing us to, this allows us to be a little more flexible as things change, so.
Mhm.
And that's good.
I
It
think
was a
that's
good
important.
decision.
I feel like we know a little bit more about things, we know what we're watching.
Mhm.
Any other comments, trustees? Okay, so let's go ahead and do our vote. All in favor of approving the COVID-19 addendum
Aye.
library use policy, say aye.
Aye.
Is that okay to do a policy?
Yeah, that.
Oh, policy is voice vote. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay, so, trustee Warren. You're trustee Warren.
Aye.
Trustee Rosika.
Aye.
Trustee Pika.
Aye.
Trustee Lazan.
Aye.
Trustee Stahl.
Aye.
And trustee DeRocher votes aye. Motion carries. All right, page 49, review and approve revised library card policy and policy for circulation of in-library.
You mean 49, that was the.
Yeah. Those numbers aren't right, so
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's page 55.
Yes.
Is that
All right.
correct?
Yeah.
Yes, page 55. Someone please make a motion.
I move that we accept the review and approve the revised policy for circulation of in-library use equipment and library card policy.
I said.
Okay, actually, the suggestion was
Effective August
below
20,
that.
2021.
So we actually have the
It does.
policy numbers.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, I'll say
Approve and
approve
recommend.
recommended revisions to
There you go.
policy number 210, library cards, and policy number 215, policy for circulation of in-library use equipment effective August 20th, 2021.
Second.
And that's seconded by trustee Pika. Good. So, Jamie, do you have anything you want to share about this?
It's just as we've joined Swan and we're circulating a lot of our materials now to other libraries and things that had come up. We've been going through our circulation policies a lot this year. That we have encountered many situations in the past where with our in-library use devices, whether we are charging cables or laptops, there has been demand from non-WPLD card holders, and they have not been high in demand for our members themselves. So we wanted to open that up, that other Swan card holders, non-Swan reciprocal borrowers could use those in-library use devices. So the remainder of our mobile device collection, which checks out for 2 weeks, will still be exclusive for Warrenville members because those we do see more demand, especially our hotspots or our Roku's, various home monitoring devices. So this is something I'm really excited to have this change. I know we already have one of our reciprocal borrowers who's excited to take advantage of this and everything's approved. So yeah, if anyone has any other questions, I can answer.
I'm really glad that we have this policy because I guess my only concern always was in terms of the charging cables, knowing that sometimes you can't control when you run out of the battery, and to be able to have the capability to do it when you just aren't in the wrong place at the wrong time. So
I agree.
yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and, this is a policy change, so we're gonna take a voice vote. Trustee Stoll,
Aye.
trustee Lazan, trustee Pika,
Aye.
trustee Masika,
Aye.
and trustee Warren.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Weren't you gonna vote?
I don't need to. Yeah,
Can I touch with an eye?
yes, go
I'll
ahead.
just make that.
Aye,
Great, thank you.
motion carries. All right, now we're on to, is this page 68? Let's look.
I
68.
move that we authorize expenditures of up to $2,500 for trustee Richardson to attend the 2022 Public Library Association Conference.
I second.
That was, motion made by trustee Pika and seconded by trustee Stoll. I don't think we really have to, is there any discussion? We kind of talked
Where
about
is
it
this?
earlier.
Where is the library conference being held?
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and because it's money, we have to do all this work?
I would say yes.
Okay, all right, so, trustee Stoll,
Aye.
trustee Lazan,
Aye.
trustee Pika.
Aye.
Trustee Zika.
Aye.
Trustee Warren
Aye.
and trustee DeRocher votes aye. All right, good. Now we're on to the director's report. So I'm just really curious about the change in the name of the department, the Technical Services Department. Yeah. So can you just give us a little background on that?
I can say that a lot of times people see technical services and they think it involves computers. So a lot of questions used to come to Lou that should be going to IT. And so that really, the tasks that they're doing back there have to do with acquiring materials and cataloging them. So it's really a very, it really says what they're doing.
It's very
back
narrow,
there.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the difference.
All right,
So yeah, so the highlights on mine, I'm working on getting that TIP reimbursement request pulled together. I'm just waiting on a number from Everton Flats. It's been a mixed bag of which developments can provide me with a number of people that are living there versus which are only able to provide me with a number of units that are occupied. So getting that actual count of residents is going to be tricky. I think next year we will have to probably do some kind of a mailing to those houses. But I'm going to throw out, just some really obvious numbers. One of the developments, they have this many units are occupied. I'm going to say, okay, we know for certain that one person is in each of those units. We'll use those numbers for the request this year, and we'll see what the reimbursement amount is that the city will give us. And that will help me determine whether or not it's worth it to spend the money next year to get an actual head count for people. And perhaps by next year, the city may be ready, although I suspect I'll wait until the apartment unit is done down by Cantera by the movie theater. But eventually I would suspect that the city will probably do a special census because they will benefit also from a more accurate count of the people in those.
So is the one down by the movie theater, is that in the TIF district?
It is not in the TIF
Okay.
district, but it's just going to add to the number of people in the city.
Right.
But I think once that's complete, the city will have special census taken for some of those new development areas.
Now, is the homes over here on the corner of Batavia and Butterfield, is that in the TIF district? I'm
This, the one right at the corner here that's for,
right, the
Sliding
senior
scale.
living.
yes, that is,
In the
yes,
TIF
that one is
district.
in the TIF district.
Okay.
The one that's on Ferry Road is not. in the TIF
Oh, okay.
district. So I did reach out to the township assessor's office to see when they thought those assessments would be in. And I think we still probably have another year to go
Oh, really?
on the one that's on Ferry Road before we see that tax increment, tax dollars come to us. And then the one by the movie theater will probably be 2 years even beyond that. Until it's all in the tax rolls, but it's coming, which is good. And then you saw that we've hired Mary Kelly Marquez to be our acquisition cataloging coordinator. So I'm hopeful that you'll be able to meet her next month. So that's great. She starts after Labor Day. And then I've also noted here that, well, Jamie is going to be, we're transitioning our shelters into Jamie's area of responsibility. And then the other thing is I've begun cross-training individuals to manage self-eye tests when I'll be gone in September, October. So I will be here for the board meeting in September, and I will be here for the board meeting in October, but it's the time in between those when I'll be absent. And then we've got lots of weird things coming in from FOIA requests email, but most of them are not even FOIA requests, but.
Is Eagle free? Do you know anything about that? And I just was curious whether they're a watchdog
Nothing, but
organization.
I suspect they are. That was received by many, that was received by many public libraries, so, and even, I think, other governmental entities, so this was kind of a blanket. So, yeah. Did you want to hear this tonight?
Well, that.
I don't have all of
It's
this
fine for next
planned.
time. Okay.
And I think, so Barbara has asked, she wanted to hear more specific plans for during my sabbatical, sort of dates, who's taking over and when and where the tasks are. I think that I will share that with you in a memo. I don't, is that okay? Yeah, and you'll have, I'll give you the contact information for who you can call if you have questions about anything. Well, I'm gone, but
Okay, good.
good to know. Yep,
And you'll be here for both the September and the October board meeting.
that's the plan. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Unless you made some money.
The staff will be, the other managers will be pulling together the board packet, the agenda for the October meeting. So that, some of them started working on some of those things in this month, but next month they'll all be involved in that part of the process.
Okay. Very well. Good. Next. Anyone have reports? Does anyone have anything that they'd like to highlight or comment on regarding any of the department head reports? I want to say that I was really happy, Jamie, to see 72 new
That's my comment.
cards
Wow, that's really good.
come in. That seems like a lot for,
Yeah,
One
we've
month.
definitely been getting a lot more people coming in and registering.
did you do some kind of a push or something?
Maybe it's the increase in some population.
I know we're definitely getting some, like, people that have moved into the new residence. I don't know if it's, yeah, I can't really explain it, because we haven't had our activities that we're going to, you know, push library card membership aren't happening until fall, so I think maybe it's just, you know, with the summer, just people coming to the library more. Yeah, it's really nice to see a lot of people coming in and registering.
Those were direct walk-ins as opposed to National Night Out or.
Yes, so we did not register any library cards at the National Night Out event. We did have a QR code so that people could register online, get access to our digital resources. But yeah, that number 472, so that's the total that registered. So yep, 72 were issued in person and then 9 online cards.
Excellent.
Is there any information about National Night Out, or will that be in the next packet?
It should be in the next packet. So we're for the next one.
And I wanted to say to Jamie, thank you for the breakdown on the self-checkout. I like that.
Excuse me.
I figured we have that information. It's nice to see the breakdown of those.
It's very good. Thank you.
And I'm sure next month, Jamie and Kathy will probably have some more information in their reports. If you received your copy of Reading Matters today, you saw that there's a big push for library card sign-up months in the fall. Maybe school time is always a time that we are encouraging people to get their library cards. So Kathy reached out to some businesses, got some gift card incentives for people. So the details about that are in Reading Matters. And also Jamie and Kathy are working on a plan to proactively, correct me if I'm wrong, but proactively send cards to new residents. And then encourage them with, Kathy has a plan, and Jamie, for follow-up
I'll
communication.
show you, this will be, so we'll be mailing, cards that have digital access to anybody who's moved within the library district in the previous month. So this is what our letter will say, will look like, our envelope, inside for your library card, so that people will get a physical, just a copy of what it would look like, but, so we're really excited to
It is
try to,
very
you know, we're coming to the people's homes in the form of.
I like it.
So there's, and that
It's
mailer,
a nice welcoming type of thing. for
Yes.
new residents. That's very nice.
and that mailer is not, that's like the first step. There will be some follow-up communication.
Yes,
If I understand right.
Kathy and I are working on kind of an email communication plan for when they fully activate their cards. Regularly Kathy's got the timeline down. And I know she can definitely talk more about what her plans are, but centering on different services, different aspects of the library that people might not know about.
So that's coming in September, we think, this fall.
Yes, September.
Okay, thanks.
I do think that the welcome back to the library is very appropriate, and that whole campaign, very well thought out and appropriate. Pleased to see participation by local merchants.
Let me just ask Paul. Do you want to announce the recent news about staffing?
I do. I guess good and bad news. So Nora, as you know, has been in a fellowship with the Smithsonian. They have extended her fellowship through December. So what that means is that she has resigned from the library. Unfortunately, I know we're gonna miss her. She was an amazing employee, but it's a really cool opportunity for her. So I do not blame her at all. So yeah, we're Sandy and I are meeting next week to discuss that position and to see what to do going forward in adult services.
Thanks, Paul. Do you have any really great news to share? Anything in your report you wanted to point out?
In my report,
Yeah.
I think the summer reading challenge went really well.
Yeah, it was
I thought it was
awesome.
really well received. It's the numbers went up for adult participation and teen participation over the last 2 years. And actually the total amount of readers from 2019 to 2021 is exactly the same, but they shifted to more adults and more teens, which is kind of interesting. But definitely more books read overall this year. And yeah, got a lot of good feedback from the community. The prizes were really well received as well. We had a lot of really awesome gift baskets for the kids, and they were very excited to pick them up.
Excellent.
Right, thanks, Paul.
Absolutely.
All right, on to the president's report. Next month, we have the budget appropriation meeting at the beginning of this meeting. Usually only lasts a few minutes. And then, who went to the Rails thing on August 11th? Did somebody here go?
I signed up, but I forgot.
Oh, I think this is really interesting. The roundtable for trustees about succession planning for trustees. I'd just be really interested to know what they
I
had
have
to
the
say.
So I have not had time to review
People
it.
are elected, but interesting. Okay, and then so yep, that's really everything that's coming down the pike. You can see at the bottom of page 84. And moving on to the treasurer's report.
Apparently, our account has updated the numbers for our financial report and the working budget. July report reflected an 8.3% of the year, and payroll-related expenses reflected in 11.5% of the year.
I'm curious if you guys would like me to write those percentages, Jerry would probably enjoy this. I know Jerry watches, the percentage of the year that, or the percentage of expenditures and income. I can pencil those percentages where we are, what point we're at in the year, up at the top.
He must have been an accountant.
And then you can compare that. No, she just like.
You like
Would that be helpful for anybody?
If Jerry wants it, we should.
Doesn't
do it.
matter.
It's extra work for you. I'm pretty.
It's not, I calculated anyway, so
No.
to pencil it into this report. I'll try to remember to do that.
Just force of habit.
It helps us see things that are out of bounds a little bit, yes.
Okay, Secretary, do you have anything else?
Everything looks great. Thank you to Rick and Cindy for reviewing and auditing
Thank you, yeah.
the minutes.
Closed session minutes, yeah, thank you. All right, any committee reports? We didn't have any committee meetings.
No.
Any trustee comments?
Do we have to notify you if we have returned our letter to the auditors?
No, they will notify me.
Oh,
I have
okay.
not.
I mailed mine in this weekend.
I did too. so.
You did not receive it?
I
Cindy?
did
You
receive
did,
it, yes.
Okay,
I haven't had a chance to do that.
So the only question I had on that, so I saw the date on the letter was June 30th. Did I miss it or was that the first one? that
Stapled
went
on
out?
the front of the survey, October 4th.
oh, they have us dated the last day of the fiscal year, and then I'm not sure when we send it out. So it's possible that they might have sent it in mid-July or
Okay,
mid-August, so.
okay,
yeah. You did,
okay. So this is my second reminder. I'm like, oh, but
no,
I thought maybe we only could deliver one to Maple Hill a month or something.
I think we're ready for our final agenda item.
I move that we cut down and adjourn.
All right,
I second.
that was trustee Lazan that seconded that, and we are adjourned.
And that was at
Thank you for
7:42
showing up,
PM.
Barbara. That was hard for you.